Did you know that nearly 80% of what we keep after the age of 60 actually weighs us down instead of lifting us up? It's true. I've seen it firsthand, and maybe you have too. I remember visiting a dear family friend, a woman in her early 70s, whose home was packed with memories and stuff. Everywhere you looked, there were boxes, old furniture, clothes from decades ago. It wasn't messy, it was heavy. It was like her house was holding her back. But over just a few months, something amazing happened. With a little help and a lot of heart, she started letting go. And when she did, she told me, "For the first time in years, I feel young again." Decluttering isn't just about making more space in your closet or cleaning out a drawer. It's about making more space in your life for joy, freedom, and peace of mind. Today we're going to walk through 15 things you might not need anymore. Things that could be quietly adding stress and clutter to your everyday life. And don't worry, this isn't about tossing everything out or changing who you are. It's about honoring the life you've built while making room for the life you deserve now. Let's start this journey together, one small step at a time. 1. Bulk items and stockpiles. Let's start with something almost every home has: bulk items and stockpiles. It's so common to find shelves packed with giant packs of paper towels, oversized containers of condiments, or enough canned soup to last through a blizzard. I get it. Back when the house was full of kids or grandkids visiting every weekend, stocking up made perfect sense. But life changes, and so do our needs. Holding on to bulk goods today often means taking up valuable space with things we might never even use. And let's be honest, how many times have you found an expired jar tucked away in the back of a cabinet? Instead of stocking up for months at a time, think about keeping just what you need for the next few weeks. If you're worried about running out, grocery delivery services can make life a whole lot easier. Many seniors I know absolutely love the convenience. Remember, every square inch of your home should serve you, not overwhelm you. Letting go of extra bulk is one of the fastest ways to make your home and your mind feel lighter. 2. Excessive kitchen gadgets. Now, let's move into the kitchen and talk about excessive kitchen gadgets. Over the years, it's easy to collect a mountain of tools. Waffle makers, bread machines, avocado slicers, you name it. They all seem like great ideas at the time. But if you're like most people I know, a lot of these gadgets end up gathering dust in the back of a cabinet. One senior I spoke with joked that her popcorn machine from the 90s had become a permanent resident in her kitchen, even though she hadn't used it in over a decade. The truth is, cluttered counters and overflowing drawers can make cooking feel more stressful, not easier. A good rule of thumb is simple. If you haven't used it in the last year, you probably don't need it. Focus on keeping versatile, reliable tools like a sharp knife, a sturdy cutting board, and a few pots and pans you really love. And hey, if you ever get a sudden craving for homemade waffles, chances are there's a cozy little cafe nearby that would be happy to serve you. Clearing out those forgotten gadgets can free up your kitchen and make it a place you actually enjoy spending time in again. 3. Old technology. Next, let's talk about something hiding in drawers and closets all over the house. Old technology. You know what I mean? Tangled cords, old flip phones, chargers for devices you do not even own anymore. Sometimes we hold on to these things thinking we might need them someday, but most of the time they just sit there collecting dust. One senior told me about her tech graveyard drawer that turned every simple task, like finding a phone charger, into a frustrating maze. And honestly, it is not just clutter. Old technology can be a safety hazard too, with wires getting frayed or batteries leaking. Instead of keeping it all, pick just a few essentials, maybe 1 or 2 universal chargers that actually fit your current devices. Everything else, it is time to recycle or donate it. Many communities even offer tech recycling days to make it easy. By clearing out that old technology, you make space for what you actually use. And you get rid of one more source of hidden stress in your home. 4. Furniture that's no longer functional. Now, let's take a walk through the living room and talk about furniture that's no longer functional. Over time, it is easy to fill our homes with extra chairs, big dining tables, or old recliners that have seen better days. We get attached to these pieces because they remind us of family dinners, holidays, or the way life used to be. But here is the thing. If a piece of furniture is worn out, uncomfortable, or simply never used, it is not serving you anymore. One senior told me she realized her dining room table was more of a memory than a necessity. It just sat there taking up space, making it harder to move around freely. If you are holding on to furniture for sentimental reasons, think about passing it on to family members who might need it, or take a photo to preserve the memory without keeping the physical item. What you want now is a home that feels easy, open, and safe to navigate. Keeping only the pieces that are comfortable and practical can make an incredible difference in how your home feels every single day. 5. Clothing that does not suit your lifestyle. Let's head over to the closet and talk about clothing that does not suit your lifestyle anymore. It is so easy to hang on to old suits, fancy dresses, or high heels thinking, maybe I will need this someday. But for most of us, those somedays never come. One senior shared with me that letting go of the clothes she wore in her career days felt like closing one chapter and fully embracing the new one she was living now. When you keep clothes you no longer wear, it clutters your space and can even weigh on your emotions. Instead, focus on keeping clothes that fit you well, feel good when you put them on, and match the way you live today. Comfortable, easy to care for outfits that make you feel confident are worth keeping. Everything else? Someone else could be putting it to good use right now. Decluttering your wardrobe is not just about freeing up space in your closet. It is about honoring the person you are today, not the person you used to be. 6. Duplicate items. Now let's talk about duplicate items. It happens to all of us. Over time, you end up with 3 slow cookers, 6 spatulas, or 2 full sets of dishes. At first, having extras seems smart, just in case. But eventually, those extras turn into clutter that gets in the way. One gentleman told me he could not believe how much time he spent digging through piles of duplicate tools just to find the one he actually needed. If you have multiples of the same thing, ask yourself, do I really use all of these? Most of the time, the answer is no. Keep your favorite, most reliable version and let the rest go. Someone else might really need that extra casserole dish or spare set of sheets. Reducing duplicates makes it easier to find what you need, and it gives your home a sense of calm and order that feels so much better than overstuffed cabinets. 7. Old hobby supplies. Next, let's take a look at old hobby supplies. Maybe at one point you loved sewing, painting, or scrapbooking, and you bought all the tools and materials to dive into that passion. But if those supplies have been sitting untouched for years, they might be doing more harm than good. One senior woman told me she felt a quiet guilt every time she walked past her dusty craft closet, like she was letting herself down for not finishing projects she had lost interest in. That is not what hobbies are supposed to feel like. They should bring joy, not pressure. Take a good look at what you have. Keep the supplies for hobbies that still light you up, the ones you are excited to pick up again. Everything else? It might be time to pass it on to a school, a community center, or a local hobby group. Letting go of old hobby supplies is not giving up. It is making space for new passions that fit the person you are today. 8. Knickknacks and decorative items. Now, let's move to the shelves and tabletops and talk about knickknacks and decorative items. Over time, it is easy for little souvenirs, photo frames, and figurines to start taking over every surface in the house. At first, they are sweet reminders of special moments, but when there are too many, they can start to feel like clutter instead of memories. One senior shared that when she simplified her decor, her entire home felt calmer and more peaceful. You do not have to get rid of everything. Just choose a few meaningful pieces that really make you smile and give them the space to shine. You can even rotate items throughout the year if you like variety. Everything else can be stored, donated, or passed along to someone who might appreciate it. Clearing out extra decor does not erase your memories. It makes room for the ones that matter most to stand out and be celebrated. 9. Sentimental items with no place. Now let's talk about one of the hardest categories, sentimental items with no place. Things like old letters, family photos, or keepsakes from loved ones can pile up over the years. Every item holds a memory, and it can feel almost wrong to let them go. But when there are too many, they lose their meaning and just become overwhelming. One gentleman told me that digitizing his old family photos was like lifting a huge weight off his shoulders. He kept a few treasured originals and stored the rest safely on a small drive. You can do the same. Pick a few special items to display or keep close, and find creative ways to preserve the others without letting them take over your space. Remember, your memories live in your heart, not in a cluttered closet. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about making room for new moments, new memories, and the beautiful life you are living right now. 10. Expired medications and toiletries. Now let's head into the bathroom and take a look at expired medications and toiletries. It is so easy to forget about half-used bottles, old prescriptions, or beauty products sitting in the back of a cabinet. But over time, those items build up, taking space you could really use and honestly, creating some hidden risks. One person shared with me that when she finally went through her medicine cabinet, she found prescriptions that had expired over 10 years ago. Expired medications can be dangerous, and old toiletries lose their effectiveness or even grow bacteria. It is a simple fix, though. Take a few minutes to check expiration dates, toss anything that is old or questionable, and safely dispose of medications at a pharmacy or a local take-back program. Keeping your essentials current and organized not only makes your bathroom feel fresher, it also makes your daily routines easier and safer. 11th, unused gardening tools and supplies. Now let's step outside for a moment and talk about unused gardening tools and supplies. Maybe you once loved spending hours in the garden, planting flowers or growing vegetables. But if those tools have been sitting untouched for months or even years, they might be doing nothing but gathering dust and getting in your way. One gentleman told me that clearing out his old gardening shed gave him more peace than he ever expected. He kept just a few small tools for his potted plants and gave the rest to a local community garden. You can do the same. Keep the tools you still enjoy using and let the rest go. Someone out there would love to have them. And by clearing out the clutter, you make it easier to focus on the hobbies and activities that truly bring you joy today, not the ones you feel guilty about leaving behind. 12th, outdated books and magazines. Now let's head back inside and talk about outdated books and magazines. If you are a reader, it is easy to collect shelves full of novels, cookbooks, and old magazines that you once loved. But over time, they start to stack up, and pretty soon it is hard to find the books you actually want to read. One senior woman shared with me that after donating several boxes of old books, she felt like she could finally breathe in her living room again. You do not have to give up everything. Keep a small collection of favorites, the ones you truly treasure or plan to read again. The rest can find a new life at a library, a community center, or even a free little library in your neighborhood. A lighter bookshelf makes it easier to enjoy the stories that still inspire you, and it gives your home a cleaner, calmer feeling that is worth so much more than a stack of forgotten paper. 13. Unnecessary bathroom accessories. Now, let's take a look at unnecessary bathroom accessories. Bathrooms are small spaces, and it does not take much to make them feel crowded. Extra bath mats, stacks of towels, decorative soaps that no one ever uses, they all seem harmless at first, but they can add up quickly. One woman shared that decluttering her bathroom made it feel almost like a little spa, clean, fresh, and peaceful. You do not need 5 sets of towels or a basket full of lotions you never use. Keep just a few essentials that you love, maybe an extra set for guests, and let the rest go. A simple, uncluttered bathroom is easier to clean, safer to move around in, and a lot more relaxing to start and end your day. Sometimes, the smallest spaces in our homes have the biggest impact on how we feel. 14. Unused sports equipment. Now, let us walk down to the basement, the garage, or maybe that extra room you rarely use, the places where unused sports equipment tends to hide. Maybe tucked into the corner is a dusty treadmill, once bought with the hope of early morning workouts, or a golf bag leaning against the wall filled with memories of sunny afternoons spent with friends on the course. Maybe there is a pair of tennis rackets sitting quietly in the closet, waiting for a match that never quite got scheduled. One woman I spoke with, Elaine, told me how she used to love cycling. Years ago, she invested in a beautiful stationary bike, convinced she would ride every day. For a while, she did, but life shifted. Grandchildren were born, energy changed, and priorities moved. The bike sat untouched for months, then years, quietly gathering dust. Every time Elaine walked past it, she said it whispered reminders of what she used to do and what she was not doing now. That whisper became a weight, one she did not even realize she was carrying. Keeping old sports equipment often feels like holding on to motivation, but in reality, it can quietly drain our energy. Instead of feeling inspired, you end up feeling guilty, as if you are falling short of promises you made to yourself a long time ago. And that is not fair to the incredible person you are today. Here's a new way to look at it. That treadmill, those rackets, that rowing machine, they served a beautiful purpose once. They were part of a different season of your life, one filled with different joys and routines. Thank them, honor them, and then let them go. Imagine how it would feel to walk into that space and see sunlight on clean floors instead of shadows cast by unused machines. Imagine a room that invites you to move in ways that feel good today. Gentle yoga stretches, a walk with a friend, dancing in the kitchen just because you feel like it. Movement should bring you joy, not judgment. If the equipment in your home no longer supports who you are now, it is time to release it. Give it to someone who will use it with excitement. Make room in your home and in your heart for a life that feels light, happy, and full of possibility again. 15th holiday decorations you do not use. Now, let us go up to the attic or open that closet door you have not touched since last December. You might find boxes and bins stacked high, labeled carefully: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, decorations for every season of life, collected over decades. Some of them hold powerful memories. A hand-painted ornament from a grandchild, a wreath from the first home you ever owned, but buried underneath are things you have not used or even looked at for years. One senior I spoke with, Harold, shared how opening those old holiday boxes used to bring him more sadness than joy. He would pull out decorations that reminded him of big family gatherings that no longer happened, or traditions that no longer fit this season of his life. He said the weight of all that used to be started to make the holidays feel heavy instead of bright. The truth is, our traditions change because we change. Holding on to every decoration from every stage of life does not preserve the memories. Sometimes it traps us in them. When the joy of the object fades, what remains is just a dusty burden. Imagine instead opening one small, beautiful box filled with only the pieces that still make your heart light up. The snow globe your granddaughter gave you last year, the string of lights you still love seeing, glow warmly across the mantel. Imagine decorating without stress, without sorting through broken ornaments or outdated decor you no longer connect with. This is not about letting go of the holidays. It is about making space for the holidays to feel joyful again. Fresh, simple and full of meaning that speaks to who you are right now. Go through those boxes gently. Keep what makes you smile, the items that instantly spark warm memories. The rest? Thank them for the happiness they brought once and then pass them on. Maybe they will light up someone else's celebration. Letting go of what no longer fits opens the door to new traditions, new memories, and a new kind of holiday magic, one that feels just right for this beautiful chapter of your life. Take a moment and imagine this. You walk through your home, the same walls, the same rooms, but everything feels different. There is more light, more air, more peace. Every item you see has a purpose. Every space feels open, easy, welcoming. And most importantly, you feel lighter too. Letting go is never really about the things. It is about releasing the weight we did not even realize we were carrying. The guilt, the pressure, the memories of who we used to be. It is about honoring every chapter of your life while giving yourself permission to live fully in the one you are in right now. You are not just decluttering a house, you are clearing a path toward freedom, joy, and new possibilities. Maybe today you start small, one drawer, one box, one quiet moment of courage. That is enough. That is more than enough. Because every step you take is a step toward a home and a life that fits you perfectly, just as you are today. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you feel even a little lighter, I hope you will share it with someone you care about. And if you would like more encouragement for living your best life in this beautiful season, I would love for you to join our community by subscribing. Take care, and remember, the best is still ahead.